Hey, good afternoon. This is Ralph Mendez, and we're going to work on chapter 23 homework. Let's see, stop share. Let's make sure I got the right thing here. All right, very good. So your first question is make or buy. Make or buy. So now let's talk about this. This incurs $12 per unit, so it's costing them $12, and the income per unit is $1.50. You can sell them for $13.50, and it costs them 12, so they have $1.50. Now, if instead of manufacturing or selling, you can purchase it for $4 and buy it for $4, and they can sell it for $11.80. And if it does so, the unit sales would remain unchanged, and $4 of the 12 would be eliminated. So that means 4 of the 12, right here, the 12 to make, 4 of the 12 are eliminated, which are avoidable costs, but 8 of it is unavoidable. So you still have $8 that still remain. They're like fixed cost. There you are. They're unavoidable. So now, to me, the income is now negative 20 cents, right? Okay. Negative 0.2. There you go. And I think the company should make, and let's see what they say, their work. All right, so I hope you all understand. Even if you eliminate making, you still have $8 of costs that are unavoidable. All right, now let's just take this, make or buy. Here's an article, make or buy, 3 pillars of decision making. PricewaterhouseCoopers. These people are partners in Cleveland, Dusseldorf, Germany, and New York. Now, but I just wanted you to see here the executive summary. The decision to make or buy extends beyond manufacturing, encompassing human resources, information technology, maintenance, and other fundamental business functions. Chief procurement officers have a key role to play in helping business units make these decisions given the skills and objective perspective their teams bring to the effort. So this report explores the dynamics of make or buy decisions and presents a framework. So the framework's built on 3 pillars. What's your business strategy? What risks are you willing to take? And economic factors. So Western companies come under increasing pressure to cut expenses, improve their return on assets. So they're just helping you in this article from PricewaterhouseCoopers about making what's your business strategy, what are your risks, what are your economic factors. So this little problem you're doing, it's important, it's world relevant. Here are people talking about it from PricewaterhouseCoopers and to help make decisions. All right, let's go on to the next one. Number 2, what's in the next one? To sell or process further. So they produce a product that can be either sold as is or processed. They've already spent $50,000 to produce 1,950 units. It can make 91,500 and sell it right now. Or they can produce the units further at an incremental cost of 280. They can be sold at 455. So 455 times the 1950 units. So our new sales would be 1950 times 455. So that's 887,250. Well, how much extra will it cost? $280 times 1950. Right here, it's going to cost you more, and then you're going to sell it for that price. So the cost is 546, 100,000. You can sell them for that. So now your income is 341, 250. This way it's 91.5. What's your incremental? So now incremental is 887, 250 minus the 91.5. So your sales go up 795,750. But then your additional costs are 546. And then how much more will you wait? 795 minus 546 equals 249, 750. So, it seems like we should process further, because instead of making 91,000, we can make 249 incremental. So let's check our work. All right, so we can make more money processing, so let's do that. All right, let's see. Try the next one, scrap or rework. So we mistakenly produced 1,450 defective cell phones. They cost $66 each to produce. A salvage company will buy the defective phones for $38 times 1,450 defective phones. So we can get 55,100 right now. And then to rework though, Signal, it would cost Signal $82 to rework. So 82 times 1,450 to rework them is going to cost 118,900. Well, what can you sell them for? They'll sell for $142 times 1,450. So they'll sell for 205,900. You know, I keep thinking maybe some of y'all work at, you know, one of these stores, and what do they do with this, you know, used phones and all that. So, you know, people rework them and sell them around the world. So let's see here. Sell, what's it, should scrap or rework. So reworking, they make $87,000. So it seems like it would increase net income by 31.9. Let's see, is that the right thing to do? Let's see, scrap. No, let me put it over here. Increase net income by 31.9. See if I put it in the right place. Doesn't let me put it over there. All right. So what do they want anything here? So income. So should scrap or rework. So how do I tell it to increase net income by, is it should scrap or rework? I just don't understand where I get to put on there they should rework them. Now let's check the answer. What do I have wrong? Something's wrong. Oh, okay. Well, net increase is by reworking. All right, very good. All right, let's go on. Selection of sales mix. So you have this X and Y. So what is your contribution margin per unit? Let's see, now how many can you sell? Let's see. Units produced per hour times the contribution margin per unit. So if X and Y is limited production, it can produce 2 of X, 3 of Y. Units produced, but why they give me deal? Let's go the other way. Contribution margin per unit times how many they can produce per hour. Where's that? Units produced per hour. So we're going to put 2 here and 3 here. Because now what are the dollars? It can produce 2 of this and this and this. Contribution margin is 8 for X. 8 is the contribution margin, and 7 for Y. 8 for that. So if we make 2 in an hour, the contribution margin will be 16, and over here it'll be 21. If we can only do this. We can only produce 2 or 3. It is limited production. It can either produce 2 units of X per hour or 3 of Y per hour. And if we make 2, we'll get $16. And if we make 3 of these, we'll get 21 contribution margin. So what should we do? We should do Y. All of its production to Y. Let's see if they like that. Yep. I mean, you're going to make 21 per hour instead of 16. So put everything to Y, right? Okay. Let's see what's next. Segment elimination. All right. So now compare the amount of revenue and total avoidable costs. So what are the revenues? 255. What are avoidable expenses? Based on the information, variable cost, the 155, and direct fixed are avoidable, and 50% of the fixed. So variable cost, 155, and direct fixed, which is the 32, are avoidable, plus half of the other, which is half of 52 is 26,000. So I think that's 213. So if you quit making, if you don't sell any of them, 213,000 costs will go away. So so now revenues are greater than avoidable expenses by 42,000. So things based on information should be eliminated? No, because it's making more than its avoidable cost. So let's think about this. An avoidable cost is a cost that is not incurred if the activity is not performed. It's not incurred. So if you stop making them, you're going to quit making 200. You won't have expenses of 213. But it contributes more. 255 sales and total expense. So its revenues are greater. Let else is avoidable cost. Well, let's look at this. Your variable difference between avoidable and fixed. So these go away if you don't sell anything. If you don't sell any units, the variable go away. All right, what else do we have? Avoidable cost is a cost that is not required as a result of a change in management cost of action. Knowing a firm's avoidable cost is useful during times of financial difficulty. Avoidable costs are like variable costs, a cost that will exist only if the activity will take place. Fixing an existing machinery, buying fertilizer. Unavoidable cost, a cost that will exist even if you don't do the activity. So even if you don't produce any, you still have to pay, like the cost of infrastructure already exists. Payments for a loan. Avoidable costs are costs can be avoided by adding, dropping, or curtailing some activities. So all right, so there's our avoidable cost. And that's what they're asking us in here. Okay, let's check our work. Yeah, keep it. Don't eliminate it. It's making more than its avoidable cost when you have it. So if you say, okay, let's produce, and okay, so then if we produce and we sell 255, our avoidable cost, so this is our contribution margin, and it helps pay the fixed expenses. All right, so let's try another one. All right. Keep or replace. Keep or replace. So let's see here. If they has a machine with a book value and a remaining useful life, a new machine. So does money come in or out if you buy a new machine? So this new machine minus 113,000, you got to pay money out, but then you get 72,000 for trading in. Cost received, so that's a plus. That's money coming in. And what else is important? This is the money going out to buy the new machine. This is the money that they're going to give you for the old machine. And then what about the new machine will reduce variable manufacturing costs by 17 per year over 5 years. So it's going to save you 17,000 variable manufacturing overhead. There you go. And how much? What's 5 times 17? 85,000 is like money coming in. So the incremental cost is 44. You got to put this out, but you get this right away, and this comes in over time. So that's like 157,000. You put out 113, so you're going to save money. Should the machine be replaced? Yes. Now, very good. And that's this chapter. But let's just add 1 or 2 more things here. How many countries make that cell phone? Apple works with suppliers in 43 countries and 6 continents to make its products, and the chain gets more complicated when you break it down to raw materials. So let me just see if I had an image of that. I was trying to find an image for where that came from to share with you. There it is, the sourcing of the iPhone. So the iPhone comes from all these places in the world. So these things are important. Trying to get along, decision making, in the reliability. So it's pretty huge for y'all. Y'all are going to be dealing with these issues. Where do we make it? Outsourcing. How many countries? Yeah, 43. Now let's look at one other thing. How much of your car is made in Mexico? Now this article is Alonso de Gortari from Harvard University, but this is like 3 years ago, because that's when President Trump was working on NAFTA. He didn't like the way NAFTA, he thought it was a horrible, worst deal ever. So the thing is, it's complicated. The vertical integration across 3 NAFTA countries is viewed as one of the most important international supply chains in North America and the world. So, but think about this, part of the cars, so they were working about this, and what he's trying to say is the facts. The motor vehicle industry is a key part of the U.S. economy and one in which Canada and Mexico play a vital role. Over the past 5 years, motor vehicles accounted for 7% of GDP and 13% of U.S. manufacturing trade. The NAFTA partners play an outsized role. 60% of U.S. vehicle exports shipped to Canada and Mexico, and 50% of U.S. vehicles imports arrive from them, from the Bureau of Economics. So it's more complicated than it looks on the surface. So the parts that we're getting from Mexico, the above pie chart shows 70% of all foreign parts used by vehicles and consumers in Mexico are imported from the U.S. So 74% of all the foreign parts used in the vehicle assembly in Mexico that export to the U.S. are imported, the materials from the U.S. itself. So it's complicated. 38% of the total value of Mexican vehicles imported by the U.S. represent the value of American parts, which is more than double the 70% figure that had been commonly considered. Vehicles manufactured in Mexico use Mexican labor to transform into finished vehicles. So, and then besides that, if you help the country and the people in Mexico make money, they're going to buy U.S. vehicles. So a lot of these things. So got to think about these trade wars. All right. All right. And finally, I want to share with you just an image of Toyota's right here. I wanted to really take you all to there. There are employed. Toyota has 3,200 employees, but they have 23 local suppliers built into that manufacturing plant. So that brings it up to another 4,000. So I'm going to show you an image here. So here's the plant right here. I'd hope to take you to. So Toyota might be in there, but there's 23 suppliers with another 4,000 employees. So suppliers are critical. It's kind of amazing that they're in the same warehouse. All right. I hope this helps you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you. Let's see. Hope that helps you with your homework.